Hey there, it's Katrina, your favorite career break coach, back again, here tackling the 5 big fears that stop people making the career break that they really want. I'm continuing on the theme for this week around the big fear of planning. So today's topic is the secret sauce to having a super strong return from your break and a very smooth transition back into whatever comes next. And that secret is called the re-entry period. I think the re-entry period is an amazing thing. It's a really thoughtful and intentional way that will lower your stress to come back after your break. So at the end of your break, there's the re-entry period and it will kind of blow your mind. So what is the re-entry period? What does it allow you to do? It's a period of time that you dedicate to doing several things. You can get your mind right. So especially if you've been traveling around the world or going other places, you might find that you come back with some reverse culture shock. And so whenever you come back to your home country, it can be an adjustment period to get used to the way things were. You might also find that after living a fabulous life that you maybe need a slight attitude adjustment and a period of time to really settle back into life. I know that was actually true for me. Another great thing about the re-entry period is that it allows you time to explore options. So you can be really thoughtful about what comes next instead of just jumping into something from a place of fear and panic. And lastly, it lets you be really thoughtful in how you show up so you can plan those next steps. So you can take the right steps and you can be super awesome and correct with how you are approaching whatever it is that you need to do next, whether that's update a resume, write a cover letter. Now, the re-entry period is not going to just happen. You have to plan for it. And I have a golden rule that I share with all of my clients, and it is this: 1 for every 6. So that means for every 6 weeks that you think you're going to be on a career break when you're making your grand plan, dedicate one of those weeks towards a re-entry period. Now, I know it can sound like a lot, but I promise you it will so be worth it. Now, that means that just doing we're going to take a 6-month break. That's approximately like 24 weeks. So you would plan for a sixth of that, so 4 weeks of that to go towards your re-entry period. And so when you're thinking about planning your break, if you feel some resistance to thinking about dedicating time to just coming back and you kind of want to maximize the experience itself, I urge you, please don't do that. Don't do that, because you will come back having an amazing experience, but really kind of wasting some of that experience by jumping back in and freaking out about money or rushing whatever comes next. Like, you're not really giving yourself time to process. So if you take a re-entry period, you can do amazing things like take classes. You can have time for networking, which, by the way, after you've been on a break, you have amazing built-in conversation starters to talk about what you've done. You have an amazing excuse to reach out. Hey, I just got back from hiking Mount Kilimanjaro or whatever your thing is. It also gives you time for self-reflection and clarity, so you can actually process what you have been through. You can actually process all that you've learned and see who is this new version of you that's emerging. It gives you time to also find your target companies and positions. So you don't have to just take a job out of a panicked, I need money place. It gives you time to be really thoughtful about who you want to work with and why you want to work with them. And it also just gives you time to do painful things like update your resume and cover letter. Definitely for me, the re-entry period was fantastic, and it is exactly what I attribute my success in finding 5 job offers within 5 weeks of being back on the market. It was mostly due to this re-entry period. So on my re-entry period, I took community ed classes because they were free or cheap. I spent a lot of time updating my resume and cover letter because it was not easy. And I also spent a lot of time processing and reflecting on what it was that I really wanted. So I was showing up for the things I was excited about, and I didn't feel like I had to settle. And I actually landed a dream job, so I know that this stuff works, okay? So with all of that, I just want to say, if you're thinking about taking a break, if you're planning a career break, please set aside time for a re-entry period. Crucial for successful return, I promise. If you've got questions, leave them in the comments. I would love to hear from you. If you like this video, let me know. Like I said, if you ask questions and leave them in the comments, I might create a video just to answer your question if I think that more people would have a similar question. And if you know anyone that's thinking about a break and you think this video is helpful or would be helpful to them, please forward it along. With that, I'll see you in the next video.